When I was a kid, there was a science fiction novel called Ender's Game. The basic premise was that aliens are attacking Earth, and the Earthlings have to defend themselves. So what they did is they got children, and they trained them with war strategy, and how to play video games, basically. And the kids think they're playing video games, and really they're guiding remotely the spaceships of Earth to fight off the aliens. And that's the basic idea. At the end of the book, the kids find out what they were actually doing. They were actually killing off aliens, and Shalom Yisrael. So the point is that in our generation, I think we're experiencing something very similar, and I'll explain. There's a medrash at the end of Parashat Vayigash, and it says, Masha'ir li Yosef ir Tzion. Whatever happened to Yosef, the nisyonos he had to pass, will happen to Tzion as well, to Klal Yisrael. So whatever he had to go through personally, we have to experience historically. So he experienced three major nisyonos. That was the nisyon of Emunah B'tachon, to trust Hashem even though he was being sold as a slave and being put in a prison and living alone as the only Jew in all of Mitzrayim. And the second nisyon was the nisyon of Kedusha, to fight off the taiva of Eshet Potiphar, that she changed her clothes every day twice to try to entice him. And the final nisyon was the nisyon of Achdus, that when his brothers finally came down to Mitzrayim, he worked hard to make sure there would be shalom between them. And Chazal tells us that he never was miyached, he never went into yichud with Yaakov Avinu. He never went alone anywhere with Yaakov Avinu after he came to Mitzrayim, so that they shouldn't think he's telling Yaakov what they did to him. And this was all in order to keep the Achdus. So in our generation, I believe, the Masha'ir, the Yosef, Ir, the Tzion is happening again. I heard from Rav Dan Segel that we have these nisyonos in our generation. The nisyon of Parnasa is very difficult. The person has to uphold his principles, both in halacha and hashkafa, and still go out to work, and still be in the working world. And it's very difficult. It's very easy to cut corners, and to daven faster, and to skip minyanim, and to skip sidarim, and not to be makpid on time to learn, and time to be Oved Hashem, in the name of Parnasa. But that's one nisyon we have to overcome. The other nisyon is obvious. The nisyon of Kedusha in our generation is, Rav Scheinberg used to say, we almost can't go outside anymore. And it's pashut, everywhere we go there's pritzes. And the final sin of Achdus, to turn and look at people. There's so many different types of Jews in our generations, so many different colors and stripes, and to love a Jew for a Jew, even though he doesn't look like us, act like us, or live his life like we do. Now the reason I'm saying this is not to focus on these nisyonos, but to rather understand that when we daven a longer Shemona Esrei, or we take more time for Pesukei Zimra, we think it's going to change the world. What's the big deal? It's just one tefillah, come on, who cares? It's just me. And when we go out in the street and we don't look, or we're shomer einayim, or we're shomer machshavos, or we don't go places that we shouldn't go, we think to ourselves, it matters? What does it matter? I'm one person. And if I love my next door neighbor, or the person in my shul, who I don't like so much, if I work to love him, it's going to change the world? So the point of the answer is yes. Just like Inder, in the book I mentioned, we are fighting a battle, just like Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef HaTzadik, when he was there, he had to prepare Mitzrayim so that the Jews could come there and live there. He had to weaken the Koach HaTumah in order that the Jews could even survive there at all. And so too, Rav Dan Segel said that before the coming of Mashiach, we have to prepare the world for the coming of Mashiach. He can't come if the Tumah is so strong. Every time one of us overcomes this nisyon, just like Yosef Tzadik, we overcome one of these nisyonos. So what we're doing is we're being machshir the karka. And it prepares this world, it weakens the Koach HaTumah, so that the Mashiach Tzidkenu should be able to come from here b'yameinu. So every one of us has to understand, we are important. And every time we do any of these actions, every time we overcome any of these things, we are like Yosef Tzadik, bringing Mashiach.